Hey, what's up, guys? This is NorbCam coming at you with some breaking news in Seahawks world. Some changes in the tight end department. The Seahawks traded Nick Vannett to the Steelers in exchange for a fifth-round draft pick for next year. And so that allows the Seahawks to move up from the practice squad Jacob Hollister, who we got from the Patriots for a seventh round pick in 2020. So he's going to move up. And we're also getting a familiar face back. Luke Techno Tuesday himself, Luke Willson, is going to be coming back to the Seahawks. We're going to see hopefully some more Willson to Willson combinations coming down the line. So that's exciting. It's always fun when you get a familiar guy who's been a big part of this Seahawks team of the past. What he's got left in the tank, we'll soon find out. But the main reason for this change is obviously Will Dissly has really come up to be one of the most productive tight ends / receivers to Willson. And he's really been lighting it up as not just a blocking tight end, but pass catching, obviously scoring several touchdowns. He's having a great start to this season. And I think Nick Vannett just, now that he's approaching the end of his rookie deal, just hasn't quite lived up to what they wanted him to be. And so they figured this is the time to move him, get something in return. In this case, the Steelers get him, and we get their fifth-round pick for next year. At least they get something instead of just him just walking away. So, and then Luke Willson kind of fills in that spot while promoting Jacob Hollister from the practice squad. So you're going to see some new faces and some familiar faces in the tight end department. So this is great. And we still have Ed Dixon on the roster. We've kind of forgotten about him because he's been injured since the beginning of the year. But he's on the injured reserve with the designation to return after the eighth week. So he's going to be eligible to come back once he's back from his injury. So I think potentially good news there in the tight end front. So I get a little veteran leadership there and a fun guy. Luke Wilson's always been a fun guy, just in press conferences, and saw him a little bit during Hard Knocks when they were covering the Raiders, because he was on the Raiders team for a while, but then got cut. But even during that show, he's got a funny personality. So good to have him back. Thanks for tuning in. Solstice Beat, what's up? Mason. Sucks about Vannett, but so awesome to get Luke back. Yeah, it's it's a good thing, because that means we've got guys with more upside coming in, outperforming, guys like Nick Vannett, who've been there. He's been a guy, and he's been all right. But when you've got better talent coming your way, sometimes that's the business move you got to make. So, so that'll be fun to see. I don't know details to come yet. I'm sure Luke Willson will come at a pretty cheap cost, since they're picking him basically off the street as a free agent. So we'll see. I think they'll make that signing official today, and we'll see what the details of the deal are, what kind of terms he's going to get. I'm sure it's going to be very team friendly, since when he walked out from the Raiders, he didn't know if his career was going to be over or not. So it's good to have him back. Wilson to Wilson. We've had a lot of fun combinations. Notably, probably the one where Willson in the NFC Championship game, when in a must-get two-point conversion, threw a extra point Hail Mary up, and Luke Willson hauled it in to give the Seahawks a field goal lead, which eventually they needed to get into overtime. And of course, the rest is history. That game right there. Anyway, so just a real quick update. Want to let you guys know what was going on. It's been a busy week for me, just my regular work-wise and stuff. So I haven't had a chance to get to some of the videos I normally would have done by now, like my highlights of the game. I still want to try to get it together, just under work deadline. So just pulling some late-nighters, trying to get this all done. But hoping to still do my prediction week 4 picks by the end of the week. And we'll see if I can get that done. And then I'm sure there'll be other developments as we get into this game against the Cardinals coming up on Sunday. Big game. This is early to say must win, but in some ways I think this is a must win. This is playing the worst team in your conference or in your division. We need to win this game just to keep up with the Rams and the Niners, who remain undefeated after last week. So we do not want to fall into a 2-game hole to them, especially with the Rams coming into town. We want to have the potential of tying it up near the top of the division when we face the Rams on Thursday Night Football next week. So this game is really, really important. And the Cardinals still haven't won a game yet, right? They've been, I think they're still on the schneid. So anyway, we got to get this win. And Arizona is always a brutal place to play. So hopefully we can pull this thing out. I think that's it. Just want to give you a quick update. All right. Oh, by the way, I know a lot of you guys told me about, were the first ones to point it out, but I was featured in a NFL, I think it was like an NFL ticket commercial over the weekend. I didn't even know it was out until people told me, and then I watched it on DVR after I came back, which is big. It was actually a pretty cool spot. I don't know if you've seen it. I will post it if I can. I just need to rip it, and then I'll show you for those of you who haven't seen it yet. It's pretty cool. All right, you guys. Ramsey says Key and K. Yeah, I don't know. The whole cornerback play was definitely not satisfying last week, but I don't know. I feel like it was more of a scheme. I didn't like the scheme so much as necessarily how they were playing. We were playing a lot of soft zone, not press coverage, giving way too much ground to these receivers when you had Teddy Bridgewater, who was really not a threat to throw deep. So why would you give him all the cushion stuff when you're not a threat to throw deep? I didn't understand that really. So hopefully they change things up. I want to see them go man to man, press, hit these guys on the line, get them off their routes. And I don't know, Kyler Murray's a different breed though. He's the kind that can extend plays and hit you with a deep ball. So they might approach him differently than they would have Teddy Bridgewater. But a lot to learn from that game. So hopefully they clean things up this week and we turn things and bounce back from what was a pretty bad showing on so many fronts last week. Yeah, no pressure, too. No pressure on Bridgewater. Janae, totally agree. Eric Clark, what's the impressions on Siggy? Did he play? I didn't really notice. Was he even with the uniform on? Missed that. No, there was not. His first game back, so I'm going to give him a little pass for that. The fact that, he just, after being out for all this time, I don't expect him to suddenly get 10 sacks in the first game or something. So I'd like to see improvement, though, and we got to get way better pressure than we did last time. And Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, they've given up a lot of sacks. So this should be a sack-ripe environment with a team with a player who doesn't necessarily get rid of the ball quick. So there should be some opportunities to get some pressure on the quarterback, and I think we're going to need it this time just to help out our secondary and our linebackers and all that. So yes, hopefully that's the case. Dre M54, Rashad Jones as a possible safety upgrade. Don't know the details of his availability, but I still feel like the safety position is really in flux. You got Tedrick Thompson injured, questionable about how solid he is. McDougald is solid, but he's also having a bit of an ankle thing that he hurt in the last game. Lano Hill, who did all right, but nobody to me feels like they've just completely locked down the spot. You know what I mean? The only guy I feel like who's locked down position is Shaquille Griffin. He's like the only guy I feel like he's going to be the starting left cornerback. But outside of that, it's like the opposite of the LOB, where you knew exactly who was going to be playing those positions. But I don't know. We'll see. Michael O'Neill. How tall is Russell Willson? I think he's like 5'10" and 5'8" is what I always heard. Not tall, that's for sure. Sean M. Techno Thursday is back. Yes. They'll go back to those flute celebrations in the end zone. That would be cool. David Hershite. O-line needs a lot of work. Sudden regression for no apparent reason. Well, the only thing that has changed from a personnel standpoint is we had, now my name's escaping me. We have Mike Iupati, who's the new face this year, in place of J.R. Sweezy, who left after last season. Everybody else is consistent. I felt like, it feels like Ifedi has regressed to his high penalty levels from 2 years ago. He cleaned it up last year, and then for some reason he's back to his old holding and false start ways. So hopefully they can improve that in. But Fluker, Britt, Dwayne Brown, those guys are all the same. You expect that they should just come together, but really it's just the Iupati is the one piece that's new to this whole thing, and he was coming off injury too, so maybe he's just not quite, in full go yet. But we better clean up fast because run game got to get going. That's what made us so good last year, was the surprising domination of the run game, but we haven't had that this year yet. Combined with fumbleitis by Chris Carson, I hope he can overcome that deal. I see a lot of people say, bench Carson, bench him. But I don't think we can afford to just completely just bench him, because who's going to run the ball between the tackles? I think Penny's a great outside, bounce it outside kind of guy, speed around the corner, but you're not going to, he doesn't do as well up the middle. Procise is not a between the tackles runner. What do you got left? I just think that would be a severe thing if we suddenly just lost him at Carson at his fullest potential. So he's got to get his what together, and whatever it takes, extra super glue on the gloves, whatever, run with two hands. But he's got to capture that swag and just wrap that ball up, but got to keep running violently. Dustin Smith, we also have a somewhat easy schedule. I don't know about that. I don't think anybody's easy. Our whole division's tough. Rams twice, 49ers twice. They're undefeated. Cardinals, to me, they're no pushover. They just have had a bad start, but they're not a terrible team. At least it seems like they've got enough weapons to be dangerous. Really, there's no easy team out there left. The easiest team that looked to be on the schedule was the Bengals, who are not turning out to be 0-3. We barely got by them at home. So we just got to get out of our own freaking way. We are our own worst enemy right now. And that's what we've got to clean up. It's not so much what other teams are doing to us, but what we're doing to ourselves. Penalties, turnovers, special teams blunders. That's the stuff that's killing us. We should have won that game against the Saints. We had them beat in every, offensive category. We also had them beat in the most important categories, which was turnovers, penalties, and the score. So I do feel like we're still that team that hasn't played its best football yet. And when we do, we will be a heck of a lot better than what we're seeing right now. So as usual, it's just a slow starting team, and I think the best is yet to come. I've been saying that for 3 games now. So the best better start showing up pretty soon, because we're about to enter the quarter mark of the schedule. And it'd be nice to have some of our best football showing up. But we have the potential to be explosive. Watching what Russell Wilson, the offense, did in the final part of that game against the Saints was cool to watch. Let's just get it going sooner, right? Why wait till 5 minutes left in the game? Let's turn this thing on, mix it up a little bit. That's what I've been saying. Let's throw some of this up stuff now. I'd love to see. Let's go 2-minute offense to start the game. Really just throw these guys off. Why not? I mean, so far, every drive we've had, opening drive, has been like 3 and out, holding call, 1st and 20, 3rd and 12, punt. What do you get to lose? Anyway, all right, I got to go back to work. And you're right, Willson has not had a pick. He is very efficient with the ball. Flag on the missed field goal, yeah. Don't even get me started. So many things. Go Hawks.